Victory Park. This is News 8 Now in high definition.
They are two of the most highly regarded high school football programs in the state, if not the nation. Southlake Carroll and Eueless Trinity. The Trinity Trojans are the defending state champs, and recently they were ranked the #1 high school football team in the country by USA Today. Good evening, everyone. I'm Gloria Campos.
And I'm Casey Norton, in for John.
Tonight, the focus is not on this coming season, but this summer, when News 8 observed coaches from both schools encroaching on potentially treacherous turf.
Reporter Brett Chip joins us now with his investigation. Brett?
Casey and Gloria, the rules are pretty specific. Coaches are prohibited from coaching during the summer. The only thing they're allowed to do is direct strength and conditioning programs. But what we captured on tape raises questions as to whether coaches at the two powerhouse schools are gaining an edge by bending the rules. Tonight, News 8 investigates. The Southlake Carroll Dragons.
4-yard touchdown to Brandon.
The Trinity Trojans. Perennial powerhouse programs, locally revered, nationally acclaimed. This past weekend, the Trinity Trojans were featured on ESPN's High School Game of the Week. Both schools are led by some of the most respected coaches in high school sports, except during the summer. University Interscholastic League rules in Texas restrict their coaching during the summer to only strength and conditioning. Sport-specific skill instruction is prohibited. The use of sport-specific equipment, such as a football, is prohibited. This past June, as News 8 investigated the eligibility of Southlake starting quarterback, we videotaped select members of the Southlake Dragon football team engaged in what's known as a 7-on-7 competition. The 7-on-7 competitions are sanctioned by the UIL, formally scheduled on a weekend and attended by a referee and spectators. While watching the competition, our camera captured video of a group we have identified as Southlake Dragon assistant football coaches in the end zone. While coaches are allowed to watch from the end zone, UIL rules prohibit them from sport-specific skill instruction. Yet, here is a sampling of what was coming from the coaches the entire game.
Run through it! Here comes Hogan. Hold! Same play right there. Hey, Will, we're black. Sit on that route. Inside leverage. Inside. Tighten down. Tighten down.
2 times, D. Let's go. 2 times.
Come on, D. Say, whoa. By yourself. Let's go. Nothing big. Stay over the top.
Kevin Rogers is the former chairman of the UIL District 6-5A Executive Committee, which administers rulings on a local level. He says this level of participation from coaches raises a yellow flag.
Coaches should be up in the bleachers watching their students and certainly shouldn't be coaching. I mean, and that I think would be pretty clear to keep that in that manner. And if they pass that, then it would be my belief or opinion that that would be a violation. Just days later, this time in the middle of the week, with no spectators and no referee, we witnessed another less structured 7-on-7 event. But this time, the event took place on Southlake's own practice field between two teams, Southlake Carroll and last year's 5A state champs, the Trinity Trojans. And this time, it's Trinity's coaches more openly out on the field, apparently giving instructions.
Stay there, DJ. Stay there, Mojo.
Again, the former executive committee chairman says the situation seen in the video raises questions.
If they're on the field and giving commands, does that, in your mind, constitute coaching?
I would think that's, if it does not, then it's certainly very close to that.
Just moments after we started videotaping, we were intercepted by Southlake Carroll's head coach, Hal Wasson.
Who are you filming, sir? Who are you filming? Can you step over here a minute?
And very quickly, Wasson asked us to turn off our camera and tries to usher us away.
Is this a practice?
No, sir, it's not a practice.
What is it?
Some guys out here playing 7-on-7. Nothing wrong with that.
Is it sanctioned?
Is it sanctioned? Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with playing 7-on-7.
And when we pressed Wasson about the presence of what News 8 has identified as Trinity's assistant coaches standing out on the practice field.
Who are all these adults over here?
You'll have to go ask Trinity that. That's their parents, I guess.
Is it possible that Coach Wasson did not know Trinity Trojan coaches were standing on his practice field? And what were Trinity's coaches doing out on Southlake's practice field that day?
Coach Lineweaver?
Yes.
Hey, I'm Brett Shipp with Channel 8 News.
We took that question to Trinity head coach Steve Lineweaver at practice last week.
Hey, can we talk to you about the practice that you guys attended over at Southlake on June 24th? What the purpose of that was and what all coaches were out there and whether or not that was legitimate?
Did you guys get permission to come out here?
No, we didn't.
Okay. If you would go through Ms. Ramos, please. Thank you.
Can you not answer those questions as to what your coaches were doing out there on the field that day?
Would you please go through proper channels? Thank you.
And when we asked Wasson about the presence of his own coaching staff,
they're not
who are all these adults?
By rule, we can supervise our facilities. We are supervising our facilities.
That's what's going on here?
We are supervising our facilities.
Yes, sir. I'm sitting, as you can see the car.
Now, Trinity officials had rejected our numerous requests for comment before we approached Coach Lineweaver on his practice field. They told us instead to take the issue up with the District 65A Executive Committee. The UIL District Executive Committees for both schools are aware of our investigation and told us they must wait for our broadcast before taking possible action. The penalty for violation of coaching rules range from reprimand all the way to suspension. Based on our investigation last week, the District 7-5A Executive Committee has already ruled that Southlake Carroll's quarterback is ineligible to play this season. We will now wait to see how this investigation plays out. Brett Shipp, Channel 8 News.